Hello everyone and welcome to our broadcast here at Lake Orion High School's Dragon Den. Tonight in an intense varsity basketball matchup in our hometown, we have our hometown Lake Orion Dragons versus the Broncos visiting from Holly. I am your play-by-play commentator Tyler Ratliff. Tonight, his first time on air, we have Lake Orion football wide receiver senior Jacob Bubbles Masella. Tonight we have two teams that come in at 2-2, Holly's first OAA matchup and Orion's first FML matchup. Orion and Holly are both coming off two back-to-back losses in a row. Jacob, what is going to be the key factor tonight for one of these teams to win?
So for Holly, I believe it's going to be number 3, Kavion Smith. Last year when we played, they were down 20 in the fourth quarter. He had 12 points in that fourth quarter before he fouled out. He was the one who brought him back into the game. That's going to be my key for Holly. For Lake Orion, it's going to be finding a consistent scorer. Last year, with the loss of DJ Morrow, we haven't really found one early in this young season. I believe one of those guys could be Zach Price Parks. He's been leading the score in two of the last 4 games.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. And now let's get to tonight's starters. Jacob, would you like to give us Holly starters, the away team first?
Yes, for Holly, we've got number 3, Kavion Smith. Number 5, Xander Johnson. Number 10, Bowen Moore. Number 21, Aiden Hignite. And number 55, Jaden Kenny.
Awesome. And now for your hometown Lake Orion Dragons, point guard, junior Gabe Scott. Shooting guard, senior Ethan Sharkey. At small forward, you have junior Zach Parks. At power forward, senior Q Fly. And center, you have sophomore Ryan Rushlow. Holly going to start off with the ball here. Aiden Hignite holding the ball with some trouble as he dribbles. Tries to make a kick, but Parks picks it off. Kicks at the Sharkey as he takes it down the court for a layup. Goes right off the rim, no good. Holly gonna recover. Hignite gonna go right down the court with a fake, and he puts it up. No foul called as he misses. Parks gonna recover as he takes it down to the three-point line, takes a shot, and it splashes. That's the first three-pointer for the night for not only Zach Parks, but for the Dragons. As Dragons get up 3 up here early.
That 3-point shooting game is going to be key for Lake Orion. We've got to keep knocking those down.
Holly going to hold it in the corner as they kick it to Moore. Moore going to turn and pivot, shoot. Goes right off the brick, and it's no good. Sharkey going to be patient here as he makes a crossover, kicks it to Scott for 3. Scott going to take a shot as it goes right off the back of the rim.
And even though he missed there, we've got to keep shooting those. You got to get that one to fall.
Absolutely. And a lot of early three-point shooting going on here as we have one make from Orion and multiple misses from both teams. As Parks takes another 3, no good. Rebounded by Rushlow as he goes down to the floor. We have a foul called on the floor.
And look at that aggressive play by Rushlow. We've got to be aggressive. They've got to be aggressive and attack the ball just like they did there.
Yes. Foul called on Xander Jacobson, number 5. For Holly, Lake Orion ball, obviously. Now, Scott going to be patient here as he kicks it in the middle to Rushlow. Parks going to make a floater as it goes right up over the defense. 5 points early here for Zach Parks.
Something important to note is the change in fouling. After 5 fouls, it'll be 1-1 every single time. That has been a change since last season.
Absolutely. That's a great rule that a lot of people haven't even realized yet in high school basketball here in the state of Michigan.
I believe it was a great change. It's going to help.
Absolutely. Holly will go up for a layup as they go down hard and miss. And we will call traveling on Lake Orion. Correction, after the bonus is not 1-1, it is 2 shots.
2 shots.
As Zach Parks there just a bit ago just picked off that pass and took it for another layup. It gives him 7 points here early. Now Hignite will take it to the corner in the paint right in the end of the key as he kicks it back to Jacobson. And now Steiner kicks it back to Kinney. Kinney going to make a pass to the top of the key. Scott trying to play some hard defense here for Orion. As Smith goes in for a layup. But it goes out of bounds. No foul called.
That That was textbook defense by the Lake Orion Dragons.
Yeah,
right
both
there.
teams playing decent defense as Lake Orion gets up here 7-0 early. I mean, this is definitely a game Lake Orion wants to win. You're coming off 2 back-to-back losses. The last thing you want to get is 3 in a row. And there will be a foul called, shooting foul on the Dragons. Called on number 21, Zach Parks. And number 55, Jaden Kenny, will be at the line for 2 shots. Sophomore center, 6'10", shooting his free throws, and it's good to give Holly their first point of the evening. Kenny gonna shoot again, and it's no good.
Just off.
Almost rebounded though there by Smith. As Smith tries to make a steal as he puts it behind his back, and he does make the steal. Now Holly will go inside as they take a shot, but Ryan Rushlow able to get back there, play some defense, and get things going again here for Lake Orion. Fly gonna kick it back to Parks. Parks. And now Scott will go in the middle, but goes amongst the trees and gets blocked. As the ball goes out of bounds, so the ball will still remain in the hands of the Dragons. Now Q Fly getting trapped here as he kicks it back out to Sharkey for 3, and boom! It's good for 3.
That is the Dragons' leading 3-point shooter. If he can get hot, it could be dangerous for Holly.
He's nasty with the 3-pointer. And now Liddell gonna kick it back out to Smith as Smith goes in for a layup.
Now, even though he didn't make that ball, did you see that pass?
That was it goes right through many defenders there. That was a heck of a pass. As it goes out of bounds, it will still be Holly ball. As they kick it back into Kenny, as he tries to put it right over Liddell, but misses. Park gonna kick it to Fly. Sharkey in the corner for perhaps a 3-pointer, but just couldn't hang on to the ball there. The ball go out of bounds, and Holly's going to get it back here with about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Holly's really got to pick it up offensively. You know, you've got to move around, create some open shots. You cannot let this game get out of hand early.
Absolutely. And we've known Holly in the past for just being a very aggressive team. May not have as much talent as the team they're playing, but they're just a gutty group of people.
Exactly. We saw it last year. They were down 20 in the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah.
But they kept fighting. They brought it back within 3. Obviously did not get the win there, but they're looking to change that tonight.
Absolutely. As the ball will go past half court, but it will be a backcourt violation, and Lake Orion will get the ball here. This amazing defense there by Zach Parks, as number 4, Nick Galbin, is going to check in here, junior guard here for Lake Orion.
Now Nick Galbin, he might be a little small, but don't let the
height. He's like the John Stockton of this team.
Yes.
As he takes a 3, Galbin in and out, no good. Parks again for 3, good as it sinks, goes right through. 3-pointer, Lake Orion Dragons, Zach Parks to push the lead to 12 points. Smith now makes a one-handed pass. Kicks it back to Liddell. Liddell going to make a pass to Smith, but goes out. And now Lake Orion will get the ball here. Holly definitely wanting to clean up their craft here earlier in the game, is making a lot of sloppy passes, and got to clean that up if they're going to make a hope at winning this game.
Yeah, Zach Parks, he's really hot right now. If they could get him the ball, I mean, he's hot early. Hopefully they can maintain that throughout the rest of the game.
Zach Parks has been a huge contributor to this team this year. Sharkey takes the 3, no good. Yeah, Zach Parks, a transfer from Brandon, junior, stepped right into this Lake Orion crew here and been getting the job done pretty well this year. Now Sharkey going to get a steal.
Holly's just got to settle down a little bit. Even though they're down 12 points early, you can't feel like you need to get it all back at once, all right? You got to settle down and play their game.
You Fly right there for 3 as we have seen three-pointers dropping like bombs tonight for Lake Orion, as you have threes coming in left and right to the basket, and we've just seen Lake Orion coming out of the get-go with a fight as they build a 15-point lead here with about 2 minutes left to go. What do you think, Jacob, is the biggest contributor to this lead that Lake Orion has here now as the timeout is called? What do you think Lake Orion needs to keep doing, but at the same time, what does Holly need to clean up?
So as you said, it's been the three ball, right? Holly is a little bit of a bigger team, so they've been colliding the middle, not trying to let Lake Orion get down in the paint and score. So what that has allowed Lake Orion to do is spread out and shoot that three ball, and they have not been missing very much early.
Absolutely, and we've just seen here, absolutely. This Lake Orion team that we're seeing now was not the same Lake Orion team that we've seen against Notre Dame Prep and against Clarkston last week. I mean, this is some huge improvements, just showing credit to the coaching staff here as well, just getting this team up to speed as we can see here. And Lake Orion, I know for a fact, just as I've seen here, they've got people such as Jacoby Loris, who can come off the bench and play, and Nick Galvin as well, and senior Hayden Armstrong to keep their players fresh, and all the players can shoot well as well. So Lake Orion's got a lot of good dual threats on their team. As the timeout's over, game will pick up. Holly will get the ball. Smith in the corner as it's intercepted by Hayden Armstrong. Galvin gonna push it for Orion as he makes a spin, kicks it to fly in the middle with a pump fake. Goes right over the basket and no good. And it will go out of bounds as it goes off the foot of number 5, Xander Jacobson for Holly. And now Lake Orion will get the ball back here. Galvin gonna get it as he makes a pump fake, kicks it back to Loris for 3, the sophomore. No good. And now Smith gonna push it. He kicks it to the middle, but it's no good. And now Galvin gonna chase the ball and go get it as he goes scoop shot. No good as it goes clinging off the backboard.
You've seen Zach Park's defense right there. I know
he's a hustler, man. He is.
Yeah, he's the leading scorer on the team with 10 out of our 16 points, but he also just created a block and a steal. He's a two-way player who is good everywhere on the floor.
Absolutely. And now Park's here again, as we see from 3, as it's going to go straight through the net. Another three-pointer tonight for Zach Parks as he's showing off his ability to shoot the three-pointer here earlier in this game. Now Holly Jacobson in trouble, trying to make a pass, as he will to Moore. Smith holding the ball, trying to decide what to do here. As he makes a crossover, going to take it to half court. And now Moore kicks it back to Perizeros. And now Loris going to go up for a layup as he uses the left hand, puts it right off the glass for 2 points here, as the sophomore Jacoby Loris will get his first points of the night.
Holly's got to switch it up offensively. You see, when the guy with the ball, the rest of his teammates are just waiting for him to make a play. As you see, they're all just standing around here. You got to motion. You got to try and get somebody open, get a free shot, and not turn the ball over.
Absolutely. Got to make sure you clean up your mistakes, especially in a game like this for both teams. And now number 23, Ryan Rushlow, will check in for the Dragons, as well as number 55, Jaden Kenny, will check in for Holly.
And Jaden Kenny, they've got to get him into the paint. He's huge, as you can see.
6'10" is no joke.
No, it is not.
No, it is not.
Got to motion him and get him in the paint so he can score.
Kobe going to get the steal as he's going to take it right down the court as he flips it right over the rim. Almost a dunk there. Just got to get a few more inches on the vertical and he'll get it.
Holly just tried to do what I said. They tried to get the big man the ball in the paint, but he just missed the pass. Those are mistakes that you simply just cannot have.
Lake Orion, they're playing on another level right now, man. And if Holly's going to try to play with these guys, they got to turn it up a little bit. As Perizeros makes a pass after the pump fake, stolen by Galvin. Galvin making a pass to Loris, but Loris bumps into Smith on Holly, and the ref will call foul on the floor on Smith
You said Parazeros there. He pump faked twice. He had a shot if he wanted to take it after the first pump fake. He's just got to be a little more confident and let that fly.
And now we have the man, the myth, the legend has checked in for the first time tonight for the Dragons. We have Sam Blakely.
Sweaty Sam.
Sam, the man, baby. Checks in tonight as Dragons take a shot here as it's picked up by Holly. Number 10, Bowen Moore will go up for a layup and get fouled, and he will get 2 shots.
And even though that was a foul on number 5, Hayden Armstrong, you saw the aggressive defensive play right there. He put his body up and he blocked the shot.
Yes, still foul though. And now Ethan Sharkey checks in here for the Dragons, as well as Caleb Balcom will check in for the first time tonight for Holly. And Holly, though, they do have some size here, so we'll see if they can use that to their advantage.
Yeah, it looks like they went with their size package, you know. Lake Orion, we've got two bigs, and two smaller people. So let's see if they can utilize that and score on the paint.
Yeah, and this is a team for Lake Orion that is definitely a team that is made up of seniors and juniors, and you can just see the experience coming from both teams, coming from the Dragons early here, as they kick it to Sharkey for another 3, as it's no good, but rebounded by Rushlow. No good. It's the putback, but Gabe Scott making a looking to get a steal here, but Holly will maintain ball. No correction. There is a jump ball, as Blakely and Kenny were fighting for it there, and Lake Orion will win that and get the ball here. Now Armstrong going to inbound it here for Orion. Scott gets the pump fake, mid-range jumper, no good. And now Holly will get the rebound. Take the half-court shot is Moore, as it's no good. And that is the end of the first quarter. Scored 23-3. Lake Orion with a 20-point lead. And now, for the first time ever, sideline reporter Dylan Lindberg, we will give him the look here as our sideline reporter. Dylan, we're going to give it down to you. What do you got for us?
Thank you, guys. Dylan Lindberg down here. We talked to Coach Dayhart before the game. He said that he's super stellar to be back after coaching here as an assistant JV coach and as a head coach for a couple years. He's super excited to be back and ecstatic to play this game today. He said it was great to see the familiar faces, such as Coach Nate Halbach, a former player of his and now assistant Lake Orion coach. He also said that this team is super excited to go far this year. After winning the Flint Metro League last year, he said that they are looking forward to go very far, and this team is going to be very good. Though they are riddled with a few injuries, such as players with COVID, and their star player, the MVP of that Flint Metro League championship last year, has a broken leg. That's all from me, guys. Up to you guys.
Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that. And that was a great update here for the coaching here for Holly. And Coach Steve Dehart actually was also a youth football coach here in Lake Orion as well. So coming back here to Lake Orion, definitely a big game for him. And now we will get ready here, ladies and gentlemen, to start the second quarter. Again, score 23-3, Lake Orion with a 20-point lead, and Holly will get the ball to start off our second quarter.
Yeah, you heard Dylan say their star was out. Somebody's going to have to step up big before this one really gets out of hand.
Absolutely, and these are the games that, when you lose your star player, this is the games where coaching staff are looking for people who's going to step up, and this is what Holly needs to do right now. They need to have a younger guy or somebody in their senior leadership step up, because if you don't have guys step up in games like this, it's going to be difficult to win games.
Exactly.
Now, Armstrong going to inbound it here for Lake Orion as the ball went out of bounds.
Park's not on the floor for Lake Orion. He's our leading scorer, or he's Lake Orion's leading scorer.
Smith in trouble with the double team. Going to make a pass past half court, as Ignite will go up for a layup, but defense pressures him into missing here. As Rushlow going to push it, goes right through the middle as he goes down to one knee, and the ref will indeed call traveling. Holly ball. It's not too common to see. We've seen multiple traveling calls here tonight, and it's not common to see that at the elite high school level as we're watching here tonight. You usually can get 1-2 a night, but there's been a couple here tonight.
Yeah,
just showing the defense of both teams. Just is elite.
We're playing. Both teams are playing great defense. They're sticking to their men. I know Lake Orion has 23 points, but that's because of Holly's offensive miscues. Got to be better on the offensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. And now Ignite will kick it to the corner. And now I believe that's Liddell trapped in the corner trying to maneuver out of this as he kicks it back to Ignite. Smith going to use a jab step, try to open up some space. As he gives it back to Ignite to go right off the glass, but it's no good.
Holly yet to find their first field goal. It's all come on free throws. They've gotta be better offensively.
And Ethan Sharkey shoots the Larry Bird corner three-pointer from deep from the LO. That was an unbelievable shot there coming from Sharkey.
Yeah, and Price Parks has hit most of our threes, but Ethan Sharkey, he's our best shooter. If he's gonna get involved, it's gonna be not good for Holly's defense.
You're right there, Jacob. Now Holly's number 3 Smith going to go for a reverse layup, and it's no good, but I believe it is out of bounds. And the ref will say Holly ball as a Lake Orion player has touched the ball there. And now Parks, Butcher will come in here for Lake Orion. Now Keeney can use his size here to try to get a bucket, and it's no good. And number 10, Bowen Moore will get his first field goal of the night as he gets 2 points.
And along with Holly's first field goal of the night. They've got to keep doing that. Get yourself back into the game.
Absolutely. Now Gabe Scott backing it up, in and out, spins, trying to get everyone to space out here, give everyone some breathing room. Kicks it back to Parks. Parks going to give a pump fake, go right through the key. He gives it back to Scott for 3, and boom! Gabe Scott, the junior, splashes another 3 as it is raining buckets here early on in the first half, second quarter for Lake Orion.
Yeah, Gabe Scott, a lot like Nip Galvin. He's a little bit on the shorter side, but his 3 ball is very good.
I think that these, especially Galvin and Scott, have shown that with their athletic ability, their size doesn't quite matter at all the time because they're both 2 very athletic human beings.
Yes.
As Moore will take a 3 for Holly, and it's no good. And now Liddell also going to take a 3 as it's no good, as 2 Holly players will collide as number 5, Xander Jacobson, will go flying into the Lake Orion student section there.
Yeah, I think the Dragons tonight have shown a lot of versatility. You know, they've got big men. They've also got smaller, more agile ability to shoot the 3. We're really seeing the whole package from Lake Orion tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lake Orion will call timeout here. And I'm just curious, Jacob. I mean, we've seen, obviously, this Lake Orion team's taken over here right now. And what do you think is the biggest factor contributing to their success and why they're up so big?
I'm going to keep saying this. It is the 3 ball. Holly crowding the bucket. We can't get through there. Well, if the 3's flying, you've got to adjust, and they have got to start playing the perimeter more. The 3 ball is killing them tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, like I said earlier, man, Lake Orion's just using their space. They're getting open shots, and they're shooting. That's the name of the game. That's what you got to do. When you're open, you shoot the ball.
Exactly. They're not missing.
And they're not afraid to shoot it. You got confidence.
Yeah, they're not missing. The 3 ball's landing. It's raining balls tonight for Lake Orion.
Yeah. And it'll be Lake Orion ball here. And now Scott gonna dribble it up the court. Floor general here for Orion. And now Butcher, number 35, is gonna go through. The junior takes a layup with the opposite hand, and it's no good, but we will have a foul on Lake Orion's number 21, Zach Parks. Now Holly's gonna get the ball here. as his first appearance tonight, we got Melvin M.J. Long will come in. And this is another interesting player, as we have 3 guards from last year's team that were all underclassmen sophomores that are getting a lot of playing time now this year as juniors and contributing, as well as Gabe Scott, Melvin Long, and now Nick Galvin as well. And number 51, Braylon Liddell connects for the first 3-pointer of the night for Holly.
Yeah, and with nearing 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go, Holly's really got to pick up the tempo here. You do not want to go into the locker room down huge. You've got to start. You've got to start chopping back, fighting back.
And Lake Orion just throwing up threes here, and they're being pretty successful with it. So you got to stick with what works. And now Moore going to take a layup as it's no good, but Holly rebounds it as Smith goes in, uses the left hand to float the ball into the hoop. And we got another 2 points here for Holly.
That was like as Holly starts to picking it up, Lake Orion. The 3-ball has been working today, but you cannot just sit back there and let it fly because you think it's going to go in because you've been hot tonight. You still have to try and drive and get points in the paint.
Absolutely. It's name of the game, baby. Get in the paint. And now Fly going to take the mid-range jumper, bouncing off the front of the rim, and it clings off and no good.
The mid-range has not been available for either team tonight. I believe nobody has hit a mid-range jumper today.
I think Holly was hoping to use the zone defense to keep Lake Orion out of the middle and force them to shoot threes, but with the amount of threes Lake Orion's been making, it's just not been successful. You got to change it up a little bit. You got to adapt to the system the team against you is running. As Melvin Long goes up for a layup, and Butcher tried to rebound it there, and it's no good. And now Holly's going to get the ball here. About 3 minutes left here.
Holly scored the last 4. If they could get another quick 6 points in here, make it a 10-0 run before the half, they would cut it down. It'd be 29-16. That's a manageable lead that you can start to cut back in the second half.
Absolutely. And now we will have a foul called on number 10, Melvin Long, and MJ Long, as he likes to be called. His name is Melvin, but he likes to be called MJ. So, and now Moore gonna move it, and now Balcom gonna make a pass to Smith, but we have a whistle blown before the basket went in. And now that was on the floor on the Dragons point guard, number 0, Gabe Scott, as he comes out here, and Nick Galvin will sub him for the Dragons. Hayden Armstrong gonna play some tight defense and force Holly to put the foot right over the border there, and the referee will signal out of bounds. Dragon ball.
Holly got a quick 4. Yeah, you see, Holly got a quick 4. You see, it's nice to see Lake Orion's defense really making a stand.
And now Smith gonna go for a breakaway layup, no good. Lake Orion rebounds it, Fly. And now that is another splash, as Ethan Sharkey, after he makes that one, will signal for 3 points. Another 3-pointer drops, is now Holly looking to capitalize. Moore now going to kick it back to Smith. Smith goes up for a layup, and he will get the call for shooting foul from the referee as he gets 2 shots.
He's got to drill these.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, every point Holly can get right now is crucial. I mean, when you're down 22, I mean, that's not a good thing. But when you get into the 20s, it's a little scary. I'm not going to lie.
They cannot have the same thing that happened to them last year when they played Lake Orion. Again, they were down 20. They cut it in the 4th. Well, maybe if they weren't down 20 in the 4th quarter, they maybe could have won that game.
Absolutely.
So they've got to keep cutting this lead.
And now, number 5, Xander Jacobson's going to come back in now for Holly. As Holly gets a few points here, a couple points, and now Galvin gonna bring it up as he's picked up at around half court by Holly's number 51, Braylon Liddell. Hayden Armstrong uses the screen to his advantage, takes a shot, no good from 3.
Holly's got to score on this possession. They cut it down to 20. You got to cut it down a little more.
Get that lead down, baby. That's right.
Shots just really not flying for Holly. Some of these looks are pretty good, but they just cannot get the ball to land.
Yes. Now, Holly's struggling a little bit here to maintain possession. Going to take their time, take a little bit more slow approach as the ball is hit off of the hand of Q Fly, and as it goes out of bounds, it's going to be Holly ball.
You see the big man out of there for Holly. Now you got to really scramble. You've got about a minute and 30. You got to scramble, try and get 2, maybe 3 buckets to cut the lead a little bit further down.
Absolutely. And Holly, again, they got some size. Got to try to use it to their advantage, but it's stolen and picked up by Sharkey as it's blocked, but Sharkey will pick it back up and put it back in for 2 and keep that lead raised up by over 20 for LO.
That was Lake Orion's first points in the paint, so, I mean, Holly's done a pretty good job in the paint, but the three-point has just been too good for the Dragons tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Lake Orion's been straight fire from threes. El Fuego, as they like to say in Mexico.
Yes. You see there, number 12, Jamari Cooper. He might be checking in for the Dragons. And a little bit before the end of the half, he stopped playing basketball for a year or two, but he is very athletic.
Oh, he's very athletic. Wide receiver for Lake Orion football, scored the game-winning touchdown against the West Bloomfield Lakers.
And there he goes, checking into the game.
And here he comes, as well as Joey Nearing Jr. checked in a little bit ago. Seeing his first appearance tonight. Now Galvin going to kick it back to Nearing. Nearing going to make a move, kicks it back to Fly at the three-pointer. Fly going to flip the floater up, goes clinging off the front of the rim, and it's no good.
And again, even though he missed that shot, did you see that pass from Nick Galvin?
Oh yeah, great ball movement.
Yeah, that shows how good the chemistry is on this team.
Oh, most of these, they've been playing together all summer, all fall. This team has chemistry, and that's chemistry is huge in the game of basketball.
Yeah, you really got to trust your teammate if you're going to throw it up behind your head and hope he's there. So, great pass by Galvin.
And now Galvin going to bring it up. Kicks it back to Long. And now Nearing going to hold it at the top of the key. MJ for 3. No good.
Just off.
Just off here as Little will take.
And that was a very open look. Holly cannot afford to miss any of those open looks throughout the rest of this game.
I mean, they're getting open shots. They're just not making them.
Yeah, I mean, just right off. It's just one of those days for Holly.
It's one of those days.
They've got to try and overcome it if they want to claw their way back into this game.
MJ gonna move the ball here as we got 20 seconds left to go here in the first half.
And with no shot clock in high school basketball, they can probably just wind this all the way down to halftime.
Absolutely. Now Cooper gonna kick it. Galvin gonna make a move as he Euro steps through, but it's blocked.
Holly's got to get a shot off here in the final 2 seconds.
Smith puts it behind his back and takes a shot. No good as it goes off the backboard. And now our score to end the second quarter is 34-14. Lake Orion with a 20-point lead. And now as we go in shortly here to the second half, I want to throw it to a commercial break here. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Hi, Coach. I'm here with Coach Richardson. did in that first quarter?
First half, we got a lot of good shots. First quarter, we got a lot of good 3 looks, and that's what we've been practicing and practiced the last couple of practices.
And then what do you guys think you can improve on going into the second half?
Our defensive coverage is not where it should be. That's one thing we need to get really settled down on is our defensive coverage.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
All right, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dylan. That was a great update here, just coming from a guy like Coach Richardson, very successful coach. And I mean, he said it for himself. Lake Orion's playing well, but I mean, there's always room for improvement. Holly definitely got to do a lot of room here to cleaning up, and we're going to see what Holly's made of here in this next half. And before the next half, again, I'm going to take it and throw it to a commercial break here. Thank you, Dylan, for that update. We'll see you in a minute.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic students can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stand should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game. We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
And respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while maintaining a high level of respect for all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to start the second half momentarily here, as Lake Orion again here, if you're just tuning in, has a 20-point lead with a score of 34-14. And Jacob, I really want you to talk about some of the key players tonight for Lake Orion.
So we've got Zach Parks. He's got 13 points. He's got 13 points and 4 rebounds. Most of his damage has been dealt from the three-point line. Lake Orion has 34 points. 24 of them have come from the three ball. They have been virtually unstoppable shooting their threes. They've got to continue doing that. Holly has got to play defense on the perimeter and continue to not let the Dragons get in the paint. But offensively, they've got to cut out the miscues, and their shots have got to start falling.
What was it you said, Jacob, earlier when Lake Orion was making a lot of three-pointers? What was the saying, man? It was I'd never heard it before. It was...
The balls were flying. That's
yeah,
what
man.
I said.
Oh, yeah.
It's a new saying. Got to catch on.
And now Scott will start off this game here. His Lake Orion's going to get the ball through the legs. And now Rushlow going to give it back to Q, fly in the paint. Sharkey going to hit a three as he starts it off on fire again, as the flame from last half continues for Lake Orion so far for three-pointers, as Sharkey going to start it off good there as he slices the other team with a three-pointing knife.
It'll be interesting to see what Holly's adjustments were, how they're going to try and slow down Lake Orion's three. Obviously that was the first one of the half, but it'll be interesting to see what changes they make.
Absolutely. And now Scott going to take it down here. And now Fly going to get pushed by Xander Jacobson for Holly. And that call will be on the floor. So Parks is going to inbound it here.
Xavier Johnson, he now has 4 fouls.
You don't, Holly. Yeah, last thing you need. Did you foul trouble on top of this lead you're trying to come back from? That's an experience I don't think any team wants to have.
No, it is not.
And now we've got 21, Aiden Hignite, the key player tonight, trying to do most of the contributing for Holly. Is now Fly going to get a steal as he takes it down the court, going to go up, looking for a dunk, but couldn't get it done, but it still goes in as he's able to use his vertical advantage to put the ball into the hoop.
Some of the first points in the paint for the Lake Orion Dragons, so we'll see if they can get that going a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. And now we've got a foul on Lake Orion's number 1, senior Q Fly.
And Holly now to shoot free throws. Now, most of their points have actually come due to free throws, due to their inability to land shots.
Maybe that's the strategy they need to work with here, because I mean, free throws, you know what they say, free throws win games. So if you can draw fouls using some of the height they've got here, such as you see right there, number 55, Jaden Kenny.
Yeah, talking about height, that guy is 6'10", and no joke. They have got to get him involved in the paint more often in the second half.
Absolutely. And now Parks going to inbound the ball here as Lake Orion with some confusion with their substitutions here.
Yeah, Parks, he started out very hot. He had, I believe it was 10 points in like the first quarter.
Oh, he was straight fire.
Yeah, but Holly did kind of slow him down as we approached halftime, so we'll see if he can get hot again here in the second half.
Oh, he was cooking like scrambled eggs, baby. He was going crazy. It was insane. And now we've got Sharkey from 3. Gonna bounce off as we have over the back foul called on number 21, Zach Parks.
And that was great defense by Holly right there. Sharkey, I know he's been hot from 3, but you cannot just pull up from 3 because you've been great tonight. If the shot is not open, pass it to your teammates.
Well, if it's been working, he's got to stick with what works here, Jacob.
That's a great point. Most of his 3 points, they have been wide open, though. So, yeah.
And now Fly going to go down as the defender goes right over the top of him, and he's getting some trouble here for Fly as he gets up, and the referee will say he put the ball over the line, so out of bounds, and it's going to be Holly ball.
It's a nice way for Holly to get a not a turnover, but they got the ball back pretty quickly, so hopefully they can capitalize on it.
Oh, absolutely. And now Kenny going to try to put that shot back up, and
big man just loses the ball. Sometimes when you're that big, you just
he's got a bunch of flies swatting at him here, and he's trying to get them all away from him.
Exactly.
So they're all trying to gang up on him here. And now Kobe Loris going to try to get it back, but now Fly going to take a 3, no good, but it's rebounded by Hayden Armstrong as he gets fouled by Holly's number 5, Jacobson, who I mean, it's pretty impressive when you look at the height on this Holly roster. They've got, I think, only 4 people on this team that are under 6 foot. Everyone else is 6'2" and bigger, and it's a big team.
Xander Jacobson, I believe that was his 4th foul, so 1 more and he's done.
And that there is a foul you do not want to have when it comes to shooting fouls, because Gabe Scott, they're taking a 3-pointer as he gets fouled, so he will get 3 shots here at the line. And Gabe Scott being a pretty good shooter, he's just going to add on to the lead that Lake Orion has built here in the Dragon Den tonight. As we will have number 24, Sam Blakely, going to check in here momentarily, as well as number 2, Aiden Steiner for Holly.
And Big Sam, he's going in there. He's going to play some great defense.
Oh, yeah, Sam the man.
Make Holly try and shoot 3s to win the game. But at this point for Holly, you really do have to just shoot 3s, hope they land, and claw your way back because the league is so big.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And now Scott can take it, and now Loris going to move it back to the corner to Scott for 3. No good as it goes a little bit almost right over the rim. And now Smith trying to get around Fly, but Fly will foul him. And now number 1, Caleb Balcom, will come in for Holly, as well as number 30 is going to take out Q Fly. Ryan Ruslow, the man, going to come in for Lake Orion. And I mean, we got pretty good student turnout tonight for Lake Orion, the home team.
Yes, we did. And Ryan Ruslow changed numbers from number 23 to number 30.
Good. And now Sharkey going to float that one lightly across the glass as it's going to go slide right into the rim.
Dragons smooth sailing to this point.
Now Smith going to take that one in for a layup.
Holly trying to press up. They're trying to up the tempo. Maybe get some turnovers. Quick 3s, quick 2s. Just trying to claw their way back in any way possible.
Blakely going to hold that ball over his head. Going to heat it. Maybe a little too much heat on it.
and that was smart defense by Holly. You know the big man's probably not going to shoot a three. Make him try and drive while you're sitting by the paint.
Use it to the advantage. Absolutely. Holly going to play that one smart. Now Loris kicks it back to Scott. Scott going to use a floating jump shot here as he put it right to the top of the key. Now Rushlow trying to use a putback. Even though he missed it, he got fouled, so he'll get 2 shots.
And Rushlow's one of those guys where, he's big too. He's big, he's strong. Sometimes there's nothing you can do but foul him to stop him from getting to the bucket.
Oh, yeah. Now Rushlow, so a tight end for Lake Orion Varsity football earlier this year.
Sinks the first one. Lake Orion really hasn't been at the free throw line. So
they ain't been at the 3-point on the free throw line because they've been shooting threes all night long. And
exactly.
Your likelihood of getting fouled shooting threes is very low compared to when you're going amongst the trees and taking layups.
Who needs the free throw line when you got the 3-point line?
You're not wrong there, especially when you're hitting them.
Exactly. The 3-point game gets going early. It's hard to stop.
Oh, yeah. And now Moore going to catch that pass as it goes up and having a little bit of trouble here.
And what a defensive effort by Lake Orion. They've been technically sound, not allowing anything doing in this game.
Blakely going to hold on to it as Sam the man gets the rebound. And now Ryan Rushlow going to use a little spin-a-rooney as he takes a shot, and it's no good. But it is rebounded by Kobe Loris, puts it in. About 2 points for the Dragons.
Look at Kobe Loris cleaning up the dirty work.
And now Gabe Scott going to use the glove here as he takes it for another layup. Breakaway points again for the Dragons. And now Holly's going to call timeout, as showing a little bit of frustration now coming from Holly's sideline, as they will call their timeout. And I mean, like a freight train here, Lake Orion is just putting the icing on the cake here in the third quarter and just showing no sign of slowing down, that's the name of the game. When you get a big lead, don't let up, and that's what they're doing.
So I know Holly, they're down 32 points, all right? But if you can get some great defensive stops, and if you can spread the defense out and get to the paint, because they really haven't been able to shoot the 3-ball in this game, and their mid-range and points in the paint, they've been some good shots, but they just weren't falling.
Yeah.
Spread the defense out, get to the paint, and you got to play with a lot of fire.
Yeah, and also, I want to talk about 2 other people that are former players that have come back to coach the team a little bit this year. We have 2022 Alden Ritt, and then I believe 2019 Nate Talbot coming back. Both have played. Talbot will come back to coach the Dragons this year. Both were great players. Came back to coach the Dragons this year.
And you can see how much it's worked in the offseason. Because Lake Orion, we were kind of worried about them, not really having that one consistent scorer. But, I mean, all of them are scoring right now. So, I mean, if that can continue throughout the rest of the season, they're going to be a dangerous team.
Especially Alden. I mean, Alden was a great 3-point shooter when he played for the Dragons back in 2021 and 2022.
It might surprise people for how big he is.
Oh, absolutely. And we've seen what his coaching abilities have done for this team, especially in this game with the 3-pointing ability from Sharkey and Parks and the other guys. And we will have a foul here, I believe, shooting foul called on Lake Orion. And I apologize to name some of the substitutions here. Number 40, Joey Seitz Jr. Joey Seitz, the junior guard, will come in here for his first time tonight for Lake Orion. And now Rushlow and Kenny gonna fight for that ball there, but
tried to get the big man the ball, but it's hard for the big man to score when there's 2 guys right around him, not allowing him to move.
And Blakely and Rushlow are not 2 small individuals. They're strong and they're over 6 foot. They're athletic, so they're not going to let the 6'10" sophomore for Holly Kenny going to get that ball easily.
He thought he was going to come in here and bully Lake Orion, being a little bit smaller than him, but no, it's been a great defensive effort by the Dragons.
Absolutely. Missed both free throws here, Kenny, and now Lake Orion going to recover the ball.
Missing free throws, it's not how you try and claw yourself back into a game. Got to be better there.
Galvin can take it. as Blakely tries to make an over-the-head pass, but hits off the foot of a Holly defender. As Galvin tried to make a pass, even though it was intercepted by Holly. Before he did that, took too many steps, and they're going to call traveling on him. And now we will call a foul on the big man here, Sam Blakely, on the floor.
Yeah, the guy who's trying to drive in, get some points in the paint. Sam Blakely, he just stood there and let him run into him.
Use the strength. They will call a foul.
Yes, they will.
And now Moore going to take 2 shots here for Holly. First one drops, and it's good. And now number 0, Danny Perizeros, will come in for Holly. And second shot misses here.
Lead still 31 from the Dragons. Now, that may seem like a huge amount, but this Holly team does not give up no matter what.
Indeed.
It may not seem like it, but there is still time for a miracle here in Dragon Stadium.
Now, Joey Seitz going to take a 3.
And it looked looked like it slipped off his hand a little bit, the way it faded to the right.
Now, obviously, we have the student section always are very excited to see Joey get into the game here.
Yes.
This will be actually Joey's first appearance of the season tonight.
It's one of the fan favorites.
Absolutely. And now Smith going to kick it to Perizeros. Now to Moore. Moore going to go around the basket, back to Smith. Moore going to take a 3-pointer, no good. As Loris going to catch the rebound, maintain the ball to Parks. Going to make a huge pass as Parks looks to go for a reverse layup. Even though it's no good, gets fouled, and he will get 2 shots at the line here.
Holly's defense has kind of stiffened a little bit in the second half. Lake Orion really has not been able to get going offensively, and Parks looking to get his first points of the second half.
Absolutely. Now Lake Orion moved to a 30-point lead, 31-point exact here for the Dragons. And Lake Orion's just been full head of steam here, man. They really have. And now Q-Fly going to come in and sub out Ryan Rushlow. Now, player last year, Caden Graffenreed, who was a big part of the team last year, he is verbally committed to Howard University. So I talked to him earlier this year, and I was asking him, like, why would you give up basketball? Like, you're a great basketball player and everything. And like a lot of players that like to go play other sports, even if they do like other sports, most of them quit, but he didn't want to give up on his team, so he is a coach on the team this year, a student coach, which you don't see too many of those in high school, and that just shows the support from players like Caden Graffenreed, and it just likes to help out the team, and that's what you want to see in former players and current players as well, whether or not they're playing or not.
You got to knock that 3 down. That was a wide open look. You cannot miss those, and that is one of the big reasons why Lake Orion has this 32-point lead. Holly just been unable to land shots. And
Lake Orion's speed is just, it almost looks as if it's a whole nother level. I mean, they're just wide open three-pointer. And then number 10, Moore, going to get the bucket there for Holly as they get in the paint.
And you know what you're saying about that speed? It's Lake Orion has big men, but their big men can move. There's versatility all around these Lake Orion people.
Absolutely. And we just saw there, Q-Fly gets another 2 in the middle. Now Moore going to use from the left-hand side of the basket, trying to hit it off the glass, but no good. Now Galvin going to hold it. Seitz. He's dribble it here as he makes one-handed bounce pass to Parks. Parks going to drive in the middle, trying to create a lane. No good as he will get 2 shots. Now, Holly possibly, I mean, if Lake Orion just continues this approach, Holly's going to get into some serious foul trouble as they have multiple fouls here. And now, shortly here, senior Hayden Armstrong will come back in here tonight for Lake Orion.
Armstrong, he's a great defensive player for the Dragons.
Absolutely, and he had a little bit of an ankle injury here that he dealt with against Notre Dame Prep, wasn't able to, but now he is back. And players like Hayden Armstrong, especially with senior leadership too as well, it's important to have those guys not only around but on the court.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see how that leadership really impacts this team down the road, right? They're gonna develop. They're gonna be a really special group moving forward.
Oh, absolutely.
They keep pitching defensive performances like this, and their three balls able to land all season long.
And now Moore gonna hold it in the middle, trying to create some room for himself, and he does. Puts it right off the glass. It's another 2 points for Holly. And now Galvin puts it behind his back, weaving through the defense. And now Fly gonna kick it to Armstrong for 3. No good. Now Moore, as he gets the rebound, through his legs, driving with his right hand. And now it's stolen by Fly. Fly gonna go right to the rack. Pump fake, left hand, no good. Rebounded by Armstrong. Now Galvin gonna make a spin pass to Seitz as Joey Seitz shoots the 3, and Joey Seitz hits his first bucket of the night and adding to the 3-point totals that the Dragons have created for themselves tonight.
It's been raining threes tonight for Lake Orion.
Absolutely. And now Fly gonna take it for a breakaway dunk as he does and jams it. As the time runs out here in the third quarter, the team, student section, everybody in Lake Orion is rolling tonight. And now I want to throw it down again to our sideline reporter, Dylan Lindberg. Dylan, what do you got for us?
Hi guys. Tonight they're doing great, shooting the ball amazingly. As Jacob Bissell would say, the balls are flying. The bench is playing great, along with great rebounds and great passing. Lake Orion is passing the ball tremendously. Coach Richardson also said that they needed to improve on their defensive schemes, which they have done amazingly. That's all for me. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that. And I mean, like he said, improving on defense. And I mean, Lake Orion has built a monstrous lead here in this game. And I mean, they're basically they're doing everything they got to do here to make sure that Holly cannot make a comeback.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of teams sometimes I should say, are just kind of like, you know what, like we're up, we got this or whatever, let's just take it easy, cool out a little bit, and then that's when teams make comebacks. Nope, Lake Orion kept that foot on the gas, kept going 100 miles an hour, playing Lake Orion basketball, and that's what they had to do coming into tonight, and that's what they're doing. And Holly, I mean, just struggling a little bit on defense. I mean, pass accuracy too and ball movement has been huge for them as well, because I mean, most of Lake Orion's points are just off of steals where a bad bounce pass will come from Holly, and then Lake Orion will pick up the ball and take it to the end of the court. And when you make sloppy passes like that and you play teams at a high level, they're going to take advantage of it.
A lot of that has come through Quay Fly. Quay Fly has stolen a lot of balls today, and he also quietly has 11 points. I feel like we haven't mentioned his name as much as how good as he is.
Kind of the unsung hero tonight. He'll win that award tonight if we had one. And now we've got Ignite at the top of the three-point line. We'll kick it back to Steiner, but we have a foul called. And that call goes against Lake Orion's number 40, Joey Seitz.
But see, even though he got called for the foul, they are not going to let them.
No, they're not. Lake Orion is playing. They're playing good basketball here tonight.
They saw what happened last year of how they were up 20 in the fourth, and Holly crawled back into it, and they said, no, we're going to keep our foot on the gas, and we are not going to let them come back into this game tonight.
Yes, and looks like a pass was made there to Holly's number 5, Xander Jacobson, as he slips on the floor there and just steps over the line. And Lake Orion will get the ball back here. And now Galvin, move it back to Long. Butcher, the man himself, will spin, kick it back to Seitz for 3, and it's another 3 for Joey Seitz. As Joey Seitz that's 2 back-to-back three-pointers there for him, as he gets 6 points now total on the night.
It's raining threes in the Dragon Den.
As Joey Seitz gets another steal, going to dribble it puts it up through another layup, and Joey Seitz is on fire here now. It's just showing on. That's just pure hustle right there, out hustling the other team and getting good baskets there.
Now all of a sudden he's got 8. Now Hallie's got another man to look out for.
Oh yeah,
it's just been
points are coming from everywhere tonight.
It's just been a constant streak of guys getting hot at different times, and Holly they don't know who to double team. They don't know who to guard constantly because it's a new time. It seems like it's a new guy every single series.
Yeah. And Kenny gets the 2 points there for Holly. Now Armstrong going to take a 3 as he gets another 3. I mean,
it is just,
I could pick very few people now on this Lake Orion roster that have not made a 3-pointer tonight.
No, they are shooting some of the best. This is the best 3-point shooting I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, they are.
I have not seen
they're all over the place here. Yeah,
make threes this consistently throughout a ball game. It is truly unbelievable.
Yeah. And now got Jacobson there, going to get the bucket for Holly.
Xander Jacobson, he's kind of been hanging in there with his 4 fouls, picking up a point here and there, but credit to him for not fouling out.
Absolutely. Now Butcher going to take the 2-pointer, no good.
See, the crowd was a little disappointed there. Stephen Butcher, another fan favorite.
Oh yeah, and now number 12, Jamari Cooper, and number 20, Joey Seitz will now come in for Orion.
Yeah, I think Coach Andradas, he's trying to get Jamari Cooper some more playing time. They're up big. Jamari, he's a great athlete. We saw that in football, but now he's coming back to basketball.
Like you said, it's big to have a player like Jamari Cooper back in your lineup. As we saw he had taken a break in previous years because of football, but now good to have him back this year.
Nearing with a little bit of an arid pass there, and look at the athleticism by Cooper making that jump.
Now Nearing gonna go, shot goes right over the hoop. And now Moore going to kick the ball to the corner to Smith. Smith with a pump fake, going to go right over the defender, but no good as Lake Orion trying to get the rebound here. Now Nearing going to kick it back to Galvin as he fires it to Long in the corner. Bounce pass picked up by Holly.
Looks like these young players are getting a little too greedy. They want their name in the stat sheet.
Oh yeah, they want their name in the newspaper, and that's all
they want.
Oh yeah.
As Coach Babcock would say. If you don't score, your name's not in the paper.
Credit to Lake Orion High School football coach. And now that the score is over 30 points, it will be a running clock for the rest of the game tonight.
Correction, 40 points.
40 points.
It's all good. We all have a little bit of math struggles occasionally.
Yes, we do. And now, ball will go out of bounds, and the Dragons will get it back here with about 4 minutes left to go here. Time winding down as Galvin looking to help finish the job here with the Dragons, and now Butcher.
You're gonna hopefully see the Dragons just hold on to the ball here. Just
Melvin Long takes a 3, no good. MJ Long, correction. And now Nearing. Gonna give it to Galvin. Is Galvin gonna kick it back out to Butcher, but it's recovered by Cooper, and because of the fact that when Cooper went to go get it, he slid across the wood there, and it will be traveling.
You can see these young players I think they're a little nervous just getting into some of their first varsity action.
Oh yeah.
They want their name in the score sheet, but they've got to settle down. If you just settle down a little bit, it'll get there.
And now Smith will hold on to it as Moore takes a 3-pointer. Clinging off the rim, no good. Kenny gonna put it back on the glass using his height. 2 points again for the 6'10" man, Jaden Kenny for Holly.
And that's really what they were not able to do the rest of the game. They did offensive rebound pretty well, but they were not able to get him involved in the paint quite as well as they would have liked.
Oh yeah, for sure. And now Cooper makes a spin move floater.
Yeah,
no good.
No, the shot didn't land, but you see the athleticism from Cooper.
Lake Orion has definitely got some athletes, and they're showing off speed and athleticism tonight.
Cooper, he missed the shot, but he doesn't give up. He sprints down the floor, jumps up, and blocks that shot.
Oh yeah, Lake Orion, they're checking all the boxes tonight again, like I've been saying all night. And now, even though they did foul, there was a shooting foul there as Moore went for a layup, but he was fouled by Cooper. Now he gets 2 shots. First one, no good. And now Seitz will come back in for Galvin. Second shot is for more. And now number 21, Aiden Hignite, will come back in.
See, Holly, they're still fighting, you know, down big in the fourth. They're trying to really try and get back in this game, even though it does seem a little too late.
Now Butcher goes right through for the layup. The man, the myth, the legend, Stephen Butcher.
Fan
2 points.
favorite right there.
Oh yeah.
Crowd's happy about that one.
And now Little will come through. Kicks it to Hignite as the bank is open on that three-pointer. He uses the glass as Hignite hits the three-pointer for Holly.
If only they were able to get their three ball going a little bit earlier, maybe this is a closer game.
And now Butcher, again, the man hits the mid-range jumper off the corner of the key for the Dragons.
And if Steven can develop that over the course of the season, that could be huge for the Dragons.
Steven's got some height and he's got some athleticism
because of the three ball for Lake Orion, they really didn't need a mid-range jumper, and they didn't need to score points in the paint.
Absolutely.
But if Butcher is going to be able to be that guy to score in the paint, Lake Orion could have even more success down the line.
And now Melvin Long gonna hold on to the ball here with about 30 seconds left to go as the Dragons are looking to let time do its thing and pass here.
And with 20 seconds left, Lake Orion is gonna move to 3 and 2.
And now Holly will get the 2 and 3 as Lake Orion's 2-game back-to-back losing streak is over. And now they can get their new reborn team. And now Holly going to suffer another loss, moving that losing streak now to 3 losses in a row. And that is the end of tonight's contest, ladies and gentlemen. We have a final score of 71-33. Lake Orion taking the win. Lake Orion was just, like I've been saying all night, was just on point. They checked all the boxes: rebounding, speed, passing, accuracy, everything, communication. They were just on point. And I mean, they did have a little bit of stuff, as Richardson said, to end that quarter. They cleaned it up, and they were on point. And they came back in the second half, and they were even better. Kept shooting threes, and everything was just great. It really was, man. It really was. It was great.
Yeah, and as I kind of mentioned towards the end, Lake Orion does have some stuff to work on. The score, obviously great, but yeah.
And now I want to throw it back down to our sideline reporter, Dylan Lindberg, as he has junior Zach Parks with him. Dylan, what do you got for us?
Hi, here with Zach Parks. How do you feel about this win tonight, coming off those 2 losses?
I mean, it was a great game to come back to. We won by 40, I think, and I think it was just a good game after Clarkston and Notre Dame Prep.
And you said a great win tonight too, but all those bench players, teammates coming in, how does it feel to see those kids you work with and practice every day that don't get a lot of playing time, them to be able to score, get rebounds, and even assists?
I mean, they work hard at practice every day. They give us buckets at practice. They're giving buckets on the court. Just love seeing them play all the time.
All right. Thank you. Great game tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate the update. And, I mean, like he said there, I mean, it feels good to get that losing streak over, get the dub, and beat a team like that. And that's the name of the game in basketball. And credit to this Lake Orion team. Heck of a performance, getting to move on. And, unfortunately, that is the end of our broadcast tonight. And I am your play-by-play commentator, Tyler Ratliff, joined by, for the first time ever, Jacob Bubbles Masella. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in.